Alright guys, we got a low voltage short and a train dual fuel with one of those heat pump kits on it. This ought to be fun. What is going on, guys? So we are at a heating issue. Train dual fuel setup, heat pump outside, gas furnace, XB. It's 90% furnace. It also has that heat pump kit on it. May end up being part of the problem in there, I don't know, but during heat mode, regular heat, it's the Honeywell 4000 old Honeywell thermostats. So it'll flash, go through delay, and then when it comes out of delay, it'll stay solid, click, and then go back in and go back into delay mode again, which typically indicates that there's a short somewhere in the low voltage. Before I get started, guys, these little NEBO mini Larry flashlights, I went ahead and ordered an OLIGHT headlamp. I'm gonna start using that. 7 hours of runtime, so much better than the Milwaukee so far. And the little mini Larry flashlight, got a strong magnet on it. You turn that thing on, 2 modes, high, medium, and then if you need a work light, boom. In the description I'll leave a link. Anyway, let's figure out what's wrong with this thing. So I'm assuming we've got a low voltage issue somewhere, because if you turn the emergency heat on, it runs perfectly fine with the furnace. So I don't know if it's a contactor problem outside, whatever it is, but we're gonna see if we can figure it out. So this, our wonderful door switch, has been taped. I'm gonna get that off when we get it figured out, get it fixed. So when it's calling for Y from the thermostat, that thermostat clicks, resets, goes back into delay. It's not blowing a fuse, but typically with those Honeywell thermostats and some models, that just indicates there's a short somewhere on that circuit, and I don't know if it's in there, in this thing, or is it the thermostat bad. So we're gonna start out by just energizing Y and seeing what happens. I'm gonna leave all the thermostat wiring connected, and see what we can come up with. So I got my little short pro tool right there. And we'll see if I'm getting some kind of a short. Not seeing anything pinched or rubbed together in there. So connect that side to R. Jump out. Yep, you see that spark. Got a short somewhere, so if I put that in the circuit, you see my little blue light coming on. So we've got a short in that Y circuit. I don't know if you saw it sparking or not. So this thermostat wire is coming around the back of the unit. It's coming up in the bottom of this heat pump box over here. So let me first disconnect it from there and then check it one more time and see if my short is back that way, or is it actually in this board. I think it wouldn't be in the board, but you never know. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Connect that to R. And let's see what this wire does. Yep, see it sparking. Tap to it. I don't know if that shows up on the camera or not, but we have a short. So now we just need to find the other end of that wire and see where it goes and backtrack till we find it. Alright, so this is that heat pump control on the side of this thing. This is an older system that Trane used to have, American Standard. When you're putting in dual fuel systems, you really don't need that anymore. But this is our wire, thermostat wire here. It's coming from inside the cabinet. So our wire coming off of that is going to be connected right there, which is a little loose, but we're gonna see if we can get that figured out. I don't know. Yeah, there's an R. Good. Gotta have 24 volts for this little short Pro tool to work. So let's see what happens. So I'm going against that Y1 terminal right there with this tool, just backtracking from the other end of the thermostat wire to this end. Yep, it sparked and my light is on. So now I'm just simply going to remove that wire from that terminal, check that wire, and then move on to the next location and see where it leads me. So let's hook up to that wire real quick. So we don't have a short on that wire, so I know I'm good to go there. So that is going back over here somewhere. So I got one going to this relay, and then I have one going, let's see, the black, and then I've got one going to this sequencer, or time delay, whatever that little thingamadoodle is. So let's just test around, see what we get with this thing. So if I go, so it sparks there, and we've got it again. So that's our, so the outdoor unit, you got the Y wired in that runs back inside and connects to the Y2 there. So let me, so I know I've got a short there, so let me disconnect that white wire coming back in from the outdoor unit and see what happens. And if that wire is sparking, where'd my damn screw go? Down here in the drain pan. If that wire is sparking, then we're going outside, because that's where our short's going to be at. And it is there. So what I need to do is go find this wire outside and check it and see what's going on out there and find out while we're shorting. Let's go outside. All right, we are at the outdoor unit. Let's see what's going on with that wire. What kind of short we have. I mean, it's been wired this way all this time, so it didn't suddenly get wired up wrong. For whatever reason, they send that wire back out here, so that when this thing energizes, thermostat calls, it sends Y out here, but it sends 24 volts back in to Y2 on that heat pump board. I don't know why I can't just go back in there and put a jumper between Y1 and Y2 on that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if it's connected here, when it energizes in there, it's energizing here and back inside. So I can bypass that, just put a jumper in there. But let's see what it is. It may be something simple, Could be a pinched thermostat wire. Maybe I just need to swap it out to another color. I don't know. We'll figure it out the best we can. So anyway, so let's get the Short Pro tool out. And the thing comes in pretty handy. You hate to have to keep going back in there resetting the popper on a fuse popper or something. Or having to reset it. I guess it would work the same way if you brought it with you, but I don't know. I kind of like that. That was wired. That ain't been taken off in a while, I can tell you that. Damn. There we go. Alright. I'm going to turn this and snug it a little bit because I don't want those wires to come apart yet. Because I do have 3 wires here. One of these other ones could be shorted, but we checked the yellow coming back in here, or from the unit. We've got to check the yellow coming out here. So I'll separate these one at a time. I'm going to check them together with our 24 volts right there, and then see what happens. Saw it spark, and there we got our blue light. So now I'm just going to simply separate these 3 wires right here, and then we're going to check them individually and see which one actually has the short in it. And then we'll ohm out that contactor. That could very well be our problem, but I like to backtrack when I do my shorts. Sometimes you catch something before you get to the contactor, but practice makes perfect. I don't do a lot of low voltage short searching as much as I used to when I was running 6-7 calls a day. So I get the chance. I like to practice at it. So getting these wires separated. There we go. Now I'm just going to check each one of these one at a time and see what happens. The first one I want to check is going to be our white. So we do not have a short on that white wire going back in. We'll check the yellow one. And there we go. We have a short. The light's not showing up on the camera, I guess. There we go, you can see it now. So we have a short on our Y going back inside. So let me go disconnect it real quick at the furnace, at that board, because I think I put it back on there. And then we'll see what happens with our light when I come back. So I come back inside, and this is our thermostat wire right here coming back in from our outdoor unit. And as you can see, that yellow wire is not connected to anything in here. So that's kind of funny. So this is our Y coming from over here. And our thermostat is Y3. So this is coming from the outdoor unit. This is the one coming from over there, back behind. Let me pull against this wire and make sure I got the right one real quick. Hold on just a second. Okay, so that wire is coming in to, so this comes in from the thermostat, closes that, comes back over here and sends it to the outdoor unit. So this wire is not connected to anything out in here, so I don't know why it's even being used outside. They're just bringing that wire there should be sending my voltage to the outdoor unit right here. So this wire has been clipped off, has been used before. I did notice that thermostat wire coming from the outdoor unit is laying right up in that metal strap right there. And I don't know if it's rubbed through up there or not. I don't know. Let me see if I can move it back off of there a little bit. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we're back at the outdoor unit. I do still have that short right there. But this yellow wire is not connected to anything inside, so I don't know why it's connected out here. Somebody came out here fooling around with it, I don't know about. And we're just supposed to have the white wire coming out here and turning it on. I'm not 100% up to speed on that heat pump kit, what closes and turns on what, this, that, and the other. So we're going to do this by trial and error. I'm guessing this is going to be our Y out. And for whatever reason, this thing got tied back in. And it's not supposed to be there. I don't know, maybe these people have a home warranty company and somebody came out here screwing around with it. And then they called us. I don't know. But I know got that back together real quick. I'm going to test that circuit. And one more time, make sure I do not have a short on it. And I'll be damned. Our unit is on. So I am guessing that was our problem the whole time. Somebody's been out here screwing with it. Maybe their neighbor down the street, they don't want to say anything, I don't know. Maybe it was a home warranty. Guy out here looked and saw all that crap in there, didn't know what the hell was going on, came out here looking at it and, oh, why is my yellow not connected? I gotta hook that back up. I don't know. All kind of stuff going on, guys. All kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get this all wired back up. Now I'm gonna go turn that thermostat back on in regular heat mode. And I think we'll be cooking with grease. Alright, so we're going to go back in here real quick. And we are going to reconnect that white wire back in here. And I couldn't sit here and walk you through everything this thing's supposed to do. One step after the other, what jazz is going on in here, what relay's doing what. But that thermostat calls for 24 volts. And it sends it over here from the thermostat. And then one of these is sending it back over here for the blower speed and cooling, and then one's sending it outside to cut it on. And somehow, I mean, I'd have to study this a little bit, the books. It's been a long time since I've figured one of these out. I mean, I had it for a while, but then you don't see another one of these for 8 years. How the hell does that thing work again? But somehow this controls the switch over between the heat pump and the furnace in a dual fuel setup. I think it's just all done by relay. So when you get your call here, you got normally closed mess, and then it sends out for the outdoor unit. And I'm guessing when you get a call for W, it energizes something else, drops out that Y circuit going outside, and then comes over here and cuts on the furnace somehow. I don't know. I'm not really going to get too invested in it right now, because this may be the last time I ever see one of these things. So, I mean, you can figure it out. It takes a few minutes to sit and look at it and figure out what wire's coming from where, what it's energizing, what it's doing, but I'm not getting into all that, there's easier ways to do that. It's called a thermostat with an outdoor temperature sensor, a trained thermostat. And you go into the thermostat and you set out your lockouts for your auxiliary. You set your drop point for when you're going to switch from your heat pump to your furnace. 35 degrees, whatever temperature you want to go from your furnace to your heat pump, and it's that simple. Set it for 35. When it gets below 35, the heat pump runs, or the furnace runs. And if it's above 35, the heat pump runs. When the thermostat calls for auxiliary heat, the heat pump shuts off. When it goes into defrost cycle, the heat pump shuts off. It can all be done with just a good thermostat these days. You don't need this thing on. And yes, I put it in upside down. I ain't worried about it. Let's go turn the thermostat on and see what happens. Well, just as I was going outside to check, it switched into auxiliary heat. And now the furnace is coming on. The outdoor unit shut off. Let's go try it one more time. I want to see that heat pump running. That's one of those older Honeywell thermostats. So I turned it up about 4 degrees, 5 degrees above set point. Heat pump came on, then it switched over to the auxiliary because I went to 2 degrees or higher from the indoor temp. So we're going to wait this out. We're going to see this thing come on. Alright, that was about the longest 5-minute delay I've ever had to wait on. It's always longer when you're waiting on it. But anyway, we're back up and running. Low voltage short problem solved. And appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that has. Look forward to your comments. You guys have a good week.